Hi guys, it's Theezy of the Theezy and the Grace podcast and the Theezy's Voyage blog. It has definitely been a while, and I just want to share a transparent moment with you. I suffer from anxiety, and it's not like anxiety like you're thinking, but people suffer from anxiety in many forms. My particular one is when it comes to my blog and my podcast. Now, transparent moment. If you've been rocking with me for just a while, or however long, should I say, you guys will know that I always mention this from time to time about me suffering from anxiety, especially when I go on my hiatuses and things like that. I have to be careful about, of course, what enters into my spirit, because I don't want that to become tainted, and I don't want my focus to be shifted away from what God has called me to do, especially when it comes to the blog and the podcast. So I have to be very careful about that, which is why you may see me hop on and off social media at times. And I know that social media is definitely needed to promote my content, but God would do the promotion, and I would definitely get better about being more consistent. But what I want to do is just encourage you today, as I am encouraging myself. For one, again, this is a transparent moment. And many times I've mentioned about my anxiety. Now I speak to people, hospital administrators, CEOs around this country, and for health systems around the country. I do that without question. I speak in front of them. Everything is fine, no anxiety. I'm good to go. However, when it comes to this blog and podcast, that's where it kicks in. And that's when I know that the enemy is fighting me hard, because I definitely know that there has to be something very great, and there has to be such a great word that God has instilled in me to share with you guys through my personal experience that the enemy doesn't want anyone to hear. So I have to overcome those hurdles. I have to jump over those hurdles. And no matter how many may come, I have to overcome and jump those hurdles time after time. Now, is it easy? No, it's not. For me, it's something that in my mind I want to do it, but it's kind of like my body is like, wait till next time. Wait till next time. Next time becomes, days, weeks, and then months. And that's just not something that I want to happen. And I just want to encourage you today. I have a strong support system, thank God. My family and my friends pray with me about it. I do read scripture. I pray about my anxiety when it comes to this, because again, obviously there's something very great. The devil is fighting me tooth and nail. And my anxiety turns all the way up when it comes to really just producing this content for my blog and my podcast. Now, God gives me the content, so don't get me wrong. I have stuff that I've been sitting on. It's just, I use my job as an excuse. Now, I will say that I do work some very long hours. However, I still need to carve out that time to produce new content and bring new content, not only to the podcast and the blog, but to the YouTube channel. So I need to be more consistent and more present with that. And again, that's when my anxiety turns on. It's just like, I have this little crutch. I can say that, hey, I've worked long hours today. I've been working hard and long. So, that's why you guys haven't been getting new content. But that's such a crutch, and that's an excuse. So I say this to say, I have people praying for me, my family and my friends, the love of my life. He prays with me and for me about this. And I'm just going to take it one step at a time. I'm going to overcome each hurdle that comes. I have to get this content out. I have to do what God has instilled in me. And if he says this is my purpose, I have to treat it as such. And I haven't been doing a good job about that. So I say this to you. Whatever comes your way, there will be roadblocks, there will be hurdles, but you have to remain consistent and you have to pray. Now, easier said than done, and definitely God will lead the way. It's so much easier said than done. And like my pastor, Lionel Means, says, God, he reminds us of the scripture. He reminded me of the scripture where it says God is a lamp unto our feet and not a headlight, meaning that we're not supposed to always see where we're going next, but we have to trust that God would lead us every step of the way and trust him to lead us. And it's not always easy because, we're human, we do kind of want to know, like get a little sneak peek of where we're going next. Like, okay, God, if I could just see the trajectory here, I'm good to go, but it doesn't work that way. So I don't have it all together. I'm not perfect. I'm just taking this thing one step at a time. And I thank you guys for riding along with me. Thank you for supporting me. You guys reach out to me when you haven't heard from me in a while. But again, I do appreciate you guys, your support. It means more to me than you'll ever know. But just want to just have that transparent moment with you. It doesn't mean that, I don't enjoy the blog and the podcast and the YouTube channel, which I really do. It's just the anxiety sets in, and I just let that just overtake everything that I intend to do. And you should see the notes in my phone. You should see my journals, everything, all that content that I have. And I know that I have to, again, take it one day at a time to overcome those hurdles. So if you are experiencing anything like me, it may not be in the form of anxiety. It may not be in the form of, whatever your hurdle may be. Just trust God to lead you every step of the way. I would like to share some other great news with you guys. There have been a lot of opportunities that have been presented to me. I do a lot of stuff as a co-leader with my community outreach employee resource group at my job as well. There's a lot of stuff that I do behind the scenes that I feel I should share with you guys. And maybe I should. It's not that I don't want to. It's just like I don't want to come across as bragging and boasting, but I love just the outreach portion. I love the work that, I'm leading my committee to do. And we're doing some great stuff in the Charlotte community. I will say that I've had the opportunity to speak to university students about what I do in my position, which was very great, which I never thought would happen. Not something that I thought about ever doing, but the opportunity presented itself. Hey, I'm 40 years old, and guess what? The opportunity presented itself for me to do some modeling again. It's been well over 13, 14 years ago since I hung up my heels or my runway or modeling type things. And if you know me from way back when, some of that stuff that I used to do back in the day when it comes to that. But this beautiful young lady found me on Instagram. She said she loved my style, and hey, here it is. I'm all made up. We had a wonderful photo shoot today. Can't wait to the launch for this beautiful young lady, in which I will share with you a little later. Can't wait for more stuff to come with that particular opportunity. And it's just opportunity after opportunity. It's the scriptures that I see. It's even the smallest things that I see on TV, or maybe when I casually get on social media, sometimes when I want to just kind of scroll through, there's always a word that says, whatever you're thinking about doing, just do it. Don't be afraid. And I have to remember that. Just like God told Joshua, don't be afraid, be strong and courageous. And I have to remember that. And guess what? You must remember that too. God has instilled something in all of us. And everyone is so hung up on like, what's my purpose? What's my purpose? Your purpose is your passion. And remember that. Your passion is your God-given purpose. So whatever that is, it may not jump off right away. Don't worry about who's not listening, who's not watching, who's not liking or whatever. And I will admit, I'm human. Sometimes that stuff does mess with you. I'm just going to be pretty transparent about that. But at the same time, if that's your passion and God gave that to you, He instilled it into your heart, go forth and do it. And take it one step at a time. It's not going to happen overnight. You don't have to have it all together. I don't have it all together. I'm not perfect. Trust me, it's a lot of prayer that go on, some reading, some fasting, all of that. And I'm so glad I have people in my life that care about me enough to actually pray for me and to keep me encouraged. And I just say that here I am minding my own business. I'm working my little long hours and, really trying to cultivate and maintain my relationship with Christ, and reading my devotionals and reading His word and trying to stay encouraged and things like that. And again, these opportunities pop up. I'm still doing work with my support group. I do counsel a lot of people. I have a couple of new mentees under my belt right now as well. So I am a mentor as well. So I'm telling you, there's a lot of things I don't really share. Maybe I should share some of those things with you, as I mentioned before. But again, I don't want to come across as like bragging or boasting, but these are things that God has blessed me to do, and I don't need to be ashamed about them. So I want to just encourage you guys. I just want to have this transparent moment with you. And I just want to encourage you to overcome those hurdles and remember to be strong and courageous and let God lead. Again, He is a lamp unto our feet and not a headlight. So I say this to say, I love you guys. Thank you for your undying support. Don't forget to follow me on all social media platforms. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Theezy's Voice channel, which is this channel. Also head over to theezysvoice.com. You'll find all of my social media links to link with me. And I look forward to coming to you guys a little more consistent than what I have been. I've been on a little hiatus, definitely a social media hiatus as well. But again, I'm taking it one step at a time. And I'm so glad that I have you along with me for this journey. Thank you guys. I love you. Stay encouraged, and I'll see you soon.